Now, if you wonder where these questions came from, over the course of the past few months, you might have seen emails from me, or you might have seen stuff on LinkedIn if you're a part of any of those organizational performance groups. But what I really tried to do was go out and find out what folks in the profession wanted to hear if they had the chance to talk to executives. So we crowdsourced these questions, we screened them, we asked the execs if they wanted to add any. And so this is really a pretty good representation of you and your peers. And I'm looking forward to really delving into some fun topics. But to get everybody started, I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind, each of you, orienting us to the culture in your organization as you've experienced it, and maybe what's your biggest priority for this year. Tim, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so at Baxter Healthcare, we make an array of products, anywhere from the IV bags that you use, solutions that go to hemophilia products that are really in demand. Our current priority, our current culture is one of striving for patient safety, and everything, all of our efforts that we have right now are really going into putting the best products in the best places at the best time. The interesting thing is we're in the process of splitting our business into two. So the biologics business will be one separate business. The hospital products will be a separate. And so we actually have the daunting task of creating two new cultures at Baxter as we go.
Fantastic. All right, thank you. Vicki?
I'd say our culture at Oxy is a blended culture. For a number of years, for decades actually, our company is in the oil and gas business, but we've grown through acquisition. So we brought in a lot of different cultures that we're trying to blend together and make some culture out of. And when you take that and look at that, several things have impacted that. First of all, the involvement of the activist investors over the past few years has now started to impact how we have to think about our business. So we know that our culture needs to change. But at the same time, we've been impacted by the type of business we do. In the oil and gas industry, there are two big types of businesses. There's what's called conventional and what's called unconventional. Our conventional business is the traditional way of getting oil and gas out of the ground. The unconventional business is now all the shale plays, which I'm sure you guys in the room have heard about, especially if you live here in Texas. You've heard of the Eagle Ford, the Barnett Shale, and now the shales in the Permian. And the shale plays have really changed the way companies are evaluated by the analysts. And so what's happening now is we're having to change the way we think about our business. And the analogy I would use is that the way we used to do business, our reputation was that we were the company that got the most oil out of the ground by enhanced recovery methods. That means injecting water or injecting CO2 to move the oil to get it to produce. And if you're that kind of business, you would compare, if you took a football analogy, you'd be more like an I formation football team. But the shale plays, they're fast-moving, execution's really important. There's only a few things that you need to figure out about the reservoir. It's all about completion. So it's a fast-moving business, and you compare that more to a spread offense. And so if you think about Michigan, when Rich Rodriguez tried to go up there and install the spread offense to a team that had traditionally been an I formation team, he didn't have the talent he needed to do that. Well, that's kind of where we are. We're trying to now become a big growth player in the shale plays, but with an I formation team. And so we're in the process now of trying to change our culture, change the way we think about our business. And luckily we have Susan Pavlik, who's on our team and helping us do that. But we're trying to become much more collaborative and much more innovative and very fast-paced. And so we're in the process of change now, and it's a change that's going to have to happen very, very quickly.
Thank you for that. Andy?
It's hard to come to Texas and top that analogy, I think. So I spent 16 years at a design firm based in California called IDEO. And IDEO is probably best known for a bunch of products it designed a long time ago. First Apple mouse, Palm 5, first laptop. There's a lot of firsts in there. But really what what kept me there was this incredible sense of trust and optimism. If nothing else, design is about optimism. It's about a belief in a better future and that you can get there somehow. And I'm taking with that, taking away from my time at IDEO, that sense of trust, that design and innovation is a team sport. My vision, my 3-month-old vision of my 3-month-old company is that it's in some ways a more focused version of what IDEO does. IDEO is sort of transmogrified over time into a company that designs things, services, strategies, brands. In many ways, it's the front end of what something could be. We have a deep appreciation for human behavior, and that human behavior will lead you to opportunities. And I'm taking that with me. My focus is really going to be kind of in a different direction, which is kind of the gnarly pieces of the healthcare system. So I'm doing a lot of work right now on the West Coast and a little bit with the federal government, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, to make healthcare more transparent, to make it simpler, to make it more human, which is an odd thing to have to want out of our healthcare system. So that's the plan. This year is going to be about stability and growth, and we'll see what the rest of the year brings.
Great, thanks.